What up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Bigz. Um, guess what? And you get three guesses. I'm dealing with a skitzing out computer right now, so I'm trying to figure out uh, how to navigate this to get my boy Charlie in the stream again. I don't know what is wrong with my system. But bear with me just for a second, and I will get him on. It's week 15. We are in the playoffs, and we are going to win you a championship. Uh, and we got a great cocktail to make. We already have some chat. Okay. Uh, so essentially, welcome to the playoffs. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here all season. Hopefully, I have been of some assistance. Obviously, you're not watching if you're not in the playoffs because you have zero F's to give. And Charlie is here. What up, Bo? You with me?
Weird.
You with me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Uh, I don't know if any of you have seen that YouTube series about the Murdoch murders, but ever since I watched that, I call everybody Bo now. All right. Jamie's in the house. What's cooking? What's cooking? Good looking. What's up,
Can you hear
Jamie?
me?
I can hear you. Yeah, you're
Okay.
good. And I want to say that's Tyler. What up, Tyler? I want to say that's also Tyler. What up, Tyler? All right. We got our first question.
Okay.
It's coming in from Gold Investment CEO. Hey, wow. All right. Somebody got some stacks. All right. Two wide receivers and two PPR flex.
Okay.
All right. Stephon Diggs, Kayshawn Booty, Debo Samuel, Jacoby Myers, Tetroa McMillan. Don't call him Tet. Juwan Jennings, Kareem Hunt, Rico Dowdle, and Chubbard. That's funny because I'm the only other person that I know that calls him Chubbard. All right. I Rico's the running back play this week, but I hate that situation, so I'm probably staying away from it. I love Jacoby Myers. I love Juwan Jennings this week. So there's your two wide receivers. You gotta love Diggs and Booty. You gotta love Tetro and McMillan. I think you're in really good shape. I think you're not gonna go wrong with any decisions that you make because I see all of these guys having pretty good weeks. I'm gonna dig a little deeper. What are your thoughts, Charlie?
I don't disagree at all. I like Diggs and Booty, and I do agree Rico is the start.
Out of those running backs, but
Yes.
are we going? Are we throwing him in there because we know that he's going to have a good week, or do we trust that situation?
I think we trust the situation because I honestly, you can't go wrong. He's been pretty solid lately, and I'd rather go with consistency over somebody that could be more of a hit or miss.
Right, but they've been pretty split the last couple games. And that's the only reason that there's no he's not the clear winner in that situation,
Let's see.
unfortunately. Let's look at Carolina's matchup. Carolina's matchup is pretty bad in terms of passing yards for the matchup. So I think maybe we're benching Tetro and McMillan
Okay.
out of these guys. I think I would play Rico over Teteroa, but I'm still going Myers and Jennings, and then Diggs or Booty.
Diggs or Booty?
That's a negative matchup for New England against Buffalo. Booty has been unbooty. It's been fun to watch his ascent.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
5 targets last week to Diggs.
And Diggs has been hit and miss this year.
I mean, they both have. He out-targeted Diggs last week. And it's been a few weeks since Diggs had a good target percentage. Diggs only played 48% snap share the last 2 weeks. That's weird.
Yeah. Like Baltimore's got what, 18th ranked defense, something like that as far as pass. So it's mid-line defensive scheme.
Well, they're playing Buffalo.
Buffalo? Oh, yeah, Buffalo, yes. Buffalo.
And
the other one was
Booty had 80 and 75% snap share the last 2 weeks. Okay, so I'm going Jacoby and Jennings as my wide receivers, and then in the flex, I'm going Booty and Rico.
I don't disagree with that. I kind of like that.
Okay. All right, so Golden Investments _ CEO. Go ahead and you got stacks. Go ahead and send us some bands through the super chat or something if we hit for you. Win you the week, move you on to week 16. All right, I want to. We're not. This is week 15, so our viewership has plummeted because people who aren't in the playoffs don't give a shit. Sorry, Tyler, don't care. So I want to talk about something else. And like Charlie, Charlie, like me, is a Nor Californian. Why is that not going? I'm telling you, my system is just like skitzing out for some reason, and I reset it and everything. It won't let me get this off the screen. Okay, Northern California sports fan, and we've had some dire years. I know that Charlie is a 49ers fan. I'm a Raiders fan. It's been a while, as a poet once said. Sacramento Kings. I know you're a Warriors fan, but I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. And there's another organization in the Northern California area that has been down bad for a long time, and that's the San Jose Sharks. Did you happen to watch the game yesterday?
No, I did not.
So my partner Mike lives in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and he's a big Winnipeg Jets fan. And I think right now the Sharks have more points than the Jets, which is a point of pride for me because Mike is such a hockey guy, being Canadian and everything. You guys look kind of alike too. You have a fuller beard than he does, but you look kind of similar. So yesterday the San Jose Sharks played the Pittsburgh Penguins, and at one point in the third quarter they were down 5-1, and they scored 4 goals to tie it. Went to overtime, and there was a beautiful assist from Macklin Celebrini. To win it, for a goal to win it in overtime. And I wanted to talk about Macklin Celebrini for a second because last year the Sharks had the first pick in the NHL draft, and they picked this 18-year-old kid out of British Columbia, Macklin Celebrini. He's in year 2, and he's like sitting right at like 3rd in assists, 3rd in points, top 15 in goals scored. He's like a generational player. He's still only 19 years old, and he at one point it was like 5-2, and he went ahead and had a goal and 2 assists to like help them come back. And the play where they won the game was absolutely beautiful. And I bring this up to say, hey, if you have a situation where your team is down in a bad way, like me with the Raiders,
Right.
you're one pick away. You're a
It's
Macklin
true.
Celebrini away from being right in it. And watch this kid, because the Sharks have never had anybody like this. Owen Nolan probably comes the closest. All timers, Joe Thornton was like, he was right up there. But after like almost 20 years of just like unwatchable hockey, the Sharks are fun again. And it reminds me of a few years ago with the Kings, with the Beam team.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's fun to watch the Sharks again. And it's such a good situation. And it happens in football too. It happens in basketball. Cleveland Cavaliers get a LeBron James. Suddenly, like, they have a generational talent and they're competitive every year. You find yourself a Patrick Mahomes. You find yourself a Bryce Harper or a Mike Trout or something. Well, a Bryce Harper anyway. So, like, that's the greatest thing about sports, is that there's always hope.
So you telling me that your Raiders are going to get Mendoza from Indiana? Is that who you want?
I'm pretty sure that's who they're going to pick.
I think that's a great idea. I believe he went to Cal first before he transfer portaled over to Indiana.
Yeah, he was at Cal for 2 years. Now, Jaron Keave Sungapolitelli, the Cal's freshman phenom this year, is going to be a better quarterback in the NFL than Mendoza. There's something about Okay, so I started my draft analysis and I started looking at this quarterback class, and there's a model that Jax Falcone uses. It's called Anatomy of a Top 12 Quarterback. And he goes and he'll do it this year. He'll take the top 26 quarterbacks in the NFL, and then he'll take their cumulative college stats, and he'll give averages at each different metric. And I took the one from 2025, which I used to land on Jackson Dart as my QB1 in the class, which is playing out. And I started throwing quarterbacks in the 2026 class into this model, and none of them stand up.
Oh.
Not Mendoza. Carson Beck comes the closest, but none of them are even reaching Jackson Dart levels of like hitting all of the metrics. I think he missed in 2 of the metrics total. Mendoza hit 2. Dante Moore hit 1.
Oh boy.
And that was height. So
who else do you get the numbers for on that? Did you get it for like Brock Purdy, or did you
Hayes King from Georgia Tech? Oh, so he year over year he does it, and he plugs in those quarterbacks, but it's based on the previous year's fantasy season. Okay. So like if Brock Purdy had a top 12 season, then he would have been in the model for the next year. So I don't know who the 2024 guys are that are in the model now. But the point being, this 2026 quarterback class is, for fantasy purposes, is pretty ass. Now, we've seen where you can be a bad quarterback in fantasy and still be an in real life winner, and you see the opposite too, where you're a huge fantasy quarterback, but you're on a 2-win team. All right, we got more chat. Happy Phillip Rivers Day from Stephen McMahon. Tetaroa, thank you for not calling him Tet. Stephon Diggs, or Wilson Robinson Jr. if Jacobs and McCaffrey are out. I think from what we said previously, we're going Emmanuel Wilson if Jacobs doesn't play. We're going Brian Robinson Jr. if McCaffrey doesn't play. But those 2 guys are likely. So those would be like the priority. So if Jacobs and McCaffrey both play, then we're doing obviously Tetaroa and Diggs. If Jacobs doesn't play, it's Wilson and Tetaroa McMillan. If McCaffrey doesn't play but Jacobs does, but if McCaffrey plays but Jacobs doesn't, then it's Tetaroa and McCaffrey.
Yes. I think that if you have those options, I definitely the availability to slide those guys in, I think you'll be okay. The 49ers in the past have shown that no matter what the running back is, they get good yards out of them. So
Yeah.
I think they will definitely be able to scheme up something for the way that Brian Robinson Jr. runs downhill.
Yeah. And is May or Burrow a coin flip? Yes. I I I think I would still kind of favor Burrow, but I don't think you can go wrong in either case. All right, and then come on. That. Hey guys, hey K Space 91. Pick one flex full PPR. Khalil Shakir, Romeo Dobbs, Kayshon Boutte, Aaron Jones. I really love Shakir this week.
Yep.
And Christian Watson has stolen a little bit of Dobbs' thunder. Kayshon Boutte, he's had some modest targeting and a lot of snap share. And then Aaron Jones, I don't know the matchup. What is the matchup? Dallas defense. Dallas defense has
Minnesota Dallas.
They've clamped down against the run in the last month. So I think Shakir is my pick on this one.
I totally agree. He's the third down, third. He's a good target. That's Josh Allen's number one guy when he's in trouble. So
I think the game script is going to go either New England jumps out and Josh Allen has a late 3-score comeback. So there's a lot of comeback time for Shakir, or it's a complete shootout, or Buffalo goes ahead and Shakir has a nice day to get it started. All right, and
he'll get a separation.
Yeah, I think he's one of the most underrated slot guys out there. Infinite Number of Monkeys, 3738. Oh, look, I just wrote a Shakespeare sonnet. What's up, fellas? Bam Knight or Amari DeMarcado? I'm going Bam. And your opponent has Bijan. Sorry about it. At least he didn't have Pitts. All right. All right. Let's make a cocktail.
All right.
I got a glass.
All right.
Get rid of some of that water. All right. To that glass, I'm going to add. I have some Demerara rum, and I'm going to do 3 ounces. This cocktail is called the Rollover. I think the reason is because if you are at an island retreat, you want to roll over and have somebody hand this to you. All right, and then I'm going to go 3 ounces of pineapple juice. Three ounces of pineapple juice. 3 ounces of pineapple juice. Oh, okay. And then I'm going to go, what did I say, 1.5 ounces of orange juice?
I think you said 5.
Oh, no, it was 6 ounces of pineapple juice?
You said 3 ounces of one and 5 of the other.
Yes, that's right. 6 ounces of pineapple juice, which I did.
And then 3 ounces of the other.
3 ounces of orange juice. Okay. Three ounces of OJ. So very fruity, very morning. Eat with your hash browns. Or drink with your hash browns. All right, and then got some grenadine.
Is that like a splash of grenadine?
It says 1/2 ounce.
Okay.
I figured I wouldn't measure. I would just kind of pour it into the glass and see what happened.
There you go.
Because I wanted to see if I could get a layered effect, but it didn't quite work out that way. All right.
I'm going to take off to Charlie's house.
Hey, Charlie, Rebecca's on her way. I love you.
Awesome. We'll see
Okay.
when she gets here.
Okay, that's Tastes like fruit juice and
That's good.
a little bit of kick.
Nice. Yeah, it's delicious.
It's definitely a nice tiki drink. All right, Massachusetts football guy. What's up, masshole? How you doing? Good to see you. Hopefully you're in the playoffs and we helped you get there this year.
Let's see. Did we get the Jaden Reed and Las Vegas?
I didn't see that. Jaden Reed or Yoshavash at wide receiver 2. I got to go Jaden Reed. I love Andre Yoshavash. Actually, T. Higgins is out. But so
He is going against Denver.
right, and that's a concern. You know what? Championships aren't won by cowards. Go Yoshavash.
There you go.
Beginning of the year, looking at the landscape in the wide receiver room in Green Bay, they were like at the top of my list for teams to avoid simply because you never know who's going to be primary that week.
That's true.
And so that's the 49ers at the beginning of the year before injuries happened. Because they have so many weapons. You got Kittle there, Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall. Like there's a bunch of guys. Christian McCaffrey is involved in the receiving game. So it's hard to determine like how they're going to do week over week as far as target share. Chicago Bears, they were another one because they had Loveland and Kmet, Odunze, Luther Burden, who's coming on strong, DJ Moore. There were just like so many different options that you look at the Jets, Garrett Wilson when he's healthy. That's the dude. There are a handful of teams, the Cowboys, the Bengals, the Rams, when everybody's healthy, there's 2 guys. But the Packers are one of those teams where it could be a Josh Jacobs day where he has a huge day and they don't throw the ball very much. And
True.
if they do throw the ball a lot, there's just so many different targets, different options that they go to, especially when Tucker Kraft was healthy. So Jaden Reed, I've been kind of out on. I traded a lot of Jaden Reed in Dynasty before the season. So Yoshavash he's been operating as the wide receiver 2 in Cincinnati when T. Higgins is out. So I think that's a good play.
I think so too, especially with Burrow being back up and running. And with that's the same kind of a system, but they do have their top dog over there. So he will have secondary looks. He probably won't get bracketed. He'll probably be second on the defensive scheme. So I agree. I think definitely we'll be able to get a little more targets out of there, considering everybody's going to be looking at Jamar Chase and trying to bracket him and contain that guy.
Yeah. That's what you get when you brush your teeth and then steal my drink. She just had pepperminty orange juice mouth. So, ha. And Masshole says, thanks, man. No problem. Before we get out of here, there's only a couple weeks left in the playoff season, so we're not going to be doing that. We're only going to be doing this for 2 more weeks. It's been awesome to have you on, Charlie, and hopefully we can get you involved in some other shows if you'd like.
Absolutely. That would be fantastic. I'd appreciate that. Yep, you're muted. You're muted. Mm-mm. You're muted. I don't know if you can hear me, but you're muted still. No.
How about now?
Oh, you're good to go. I hear you.
Why is this?
Yeah, mine did that to me that first day. It just decided to mute. Mute. I never hit the button, so.
I can't hear you at all now, even though my headphones are working. All right. We're going to get out of here. Stay tuned for Spilled Coffee. We'll see you next week. I hope you win.